Hello dear friends, how are you all doing? My name is August, this is Cozy Rosy Reads, and today I'm gonna be taking a trip down memory lane to my first ever yearly TBR video that I published when I was a brand spankin' baby new booktuber. I mean, I'm still a baby booktuber because I've only been here for a year, but I think I am coming up on the exact year anniversary of starting and being on BookTube, so thank you all so much for your support if you've been here since the beginning. Which I mean, we all start out with no subscribers, but I mean, I was speaking directly into an empty void. We are gonna watch and cringe at my first ever 2021 TBR to see if I read any of the books that were on there. So a little bit of a heads up, I did use a random generator because that is how I pick most of my TBRs. Like my TBR jar challenge right now is basically a random generator. I have a jar challenge full of prompts. But for this one, I really wanted to push myself outside of what I wanted to read. So basically, at the very beginning of last year, 2021, I counted how many books I had on my TBR shelf, which you will notice in the video is completely different. I used to have my books on my bookshelf that is in my living room now. I did not own this beautiful shelf. So I counted all of my books and then I did a random number generator. So said book was then added. So I wasn't even getting any of the books that I really wanted to read necessarily. It was just all chance. And then I did something really dumb that I will never do again, which was I did the same format just on Goodreads. So I had all of my want to read books, counted all of them, created a number, and then counted them again. And it just landed on random books that I said, since I've had my Goodreads app, what books I wanted to read is now on my TBR. That did not prove to be fruitful. I don't think I did a good job explaining it. Hopefully it makes sense when we go through the video, which I'm actually nervous to look back on, but it's fine. We're gonna have a good time and we're gonna see if I actually read any of the books. Because a lot of them, due to the Goodreads want to read list that I had, I didn't have physical copies of. So it's gonna be a surprise to me. I don't even remember what's on my TBR. I never looked at that video again. So it's gonna be honestly just a bunch of chance if I actually ended up reading any of these books. So without further ado, let me grab my laptop, my headphones, and let's watch this. And I'm probably going to cringe. I don't know how booktubers do it where they look at videos of themselves. I find it so uncomfortable, but here we go. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it's gonna be a fun time. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. It'd just be fun, ridiculous, seeing how much I read and if I read any of the weird books that I randomly chose, or basically a robot chose for me. Okay, let's go. Okay, I've got the video pulled up. I'm not ready for this. Cans on. Oh no, I hate it. It's so cringe. I look so different now too. I look like a little baby without my bangs and my wolf, but the energy is different for sure. You have to build up a certain comfortability of being on camera, and who knows, a year from now I might look at me doing this and be like, oh my god, you're ridiculous. But this is so uncomfortable. In the year 2021, I am using a random genre generator to pick my next read. So I never know what I'm gonna read next until I finish a book, and then it picks a genre for me. But then I have the freedom to choose what book from that genre. And it has been going swimmingly well. I am so happy about it. I'm finding and picking up reads on my physical TBR shelves here. Yeah, so at the beginning of 2021, I was using a random generator to pick my books because I didn't have my TBR jar yet. So I would do a wheel of genres, and then I did a color wheel to choose the cover color of a book. That's so interesting. I totally forgot I did that. So as you can tell, I've always just been an indecisive bitch. That's basically all I'm saying. That I typically wouldn't pick up. So I thought, let's up the ante a little bit here and do a video where a random number generator chooses 10 books from my Goodreads list that I have to read. So we will dive into the logistics of that in a second here. And then 11 books on my physical TBR that I need to read as well. All using random generators. This is a list of books I need to read by the end of 2021. If I don't, I mean, nothing's really gonna happen, but this is another extra challenge for myself to really push through and read things on my physical TBR that have been sitting there for so long, and I've like psyched myself out of wanting to read them anymore. At one point when I picked them up, I was very passionate about them. Where did that go? To get started, I've counted the books on my shelves. These are my physical TBR books, and what's on there is currently 36 books.
I only had 36 books on my TBR shelf? Girl, what has happened? Oh no, I don't even want to count how many I have now, but it's way more than 36.
We are gonna start, and we're gonna alternate between doing picking a book from my physical shelf and then from Goodreads. So it's kind of the same premise. So on my physical shelf, I have 36. 36, done. Let's generate. 27. All right, now we gotta count 27. This is the not so fun part.
Okay, what book is it? I have so many books still.
27. Ooh, okay. We have the Vagina Monologues by Ensler.
Yes, I read the Vagina Monologues by Ensler. I really enjoyed it. I donated my copy. I actually got it from a friend who was getting rid of it herself. So I took it, I annotated it, I read it in one morning. Really enjoyed it. I think it's a very powerful and important piece of literature, but that's it. So I read it. That's great. I'm gonna skip ahead to like the next little bit here.
5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Son of a bee. All right, it's Ender's Game.
From my same friend, she loaned me that book, and I think I had it on my shelves for like 2 years. I did read it. I finally read it. To my friend, I'm so sorry it took me so long, but I did read it. I didn't really like it. I actually was able to predict a lot of the plot twists and things that happened in it, so it was kind of a bummer. I didn't really feel the like suspense or tension. I didn't really care about the world building or the characters. I am happy I've read it, so now I can maybe understand pop culture references to it, but other than that, like, I'm not going to continue with the series, but I am happy I read it. I'm just so bummed that I like figured out what the big reveal, the big plot twist was.
This is, like I said, this is very intensive, time intensive. 28. Okay, next I will be reading Stern Men by Elizabeth Gilbert.
Stern Men by Elizabeth Gilbert. I still have it. I did not read it. It seems like it'd be such a fun summer read, but I didn't get to it this year, which is such a bummer because I feel like I would enjoy it. Really light, airy, spring, summer read. So that is the first one. We are currently 2-1.
I switched up on you guys. I'm on this side now. Sorry. Next physical TBR is number 23. Ooh, we're getting a lot of 20s. I have yet another book that I thrifted in my very first thrifting vlog, or weekend vlog, and this is Year of Wonders, a novel of the plague by Geraldine Brooks.
I did not read this one. I still have it. It intimidates me a little bit now, which is strange because the writing style does seem really beautiful. I've read the first few pages multiple times. It's been on a few of my TBRs, like when I do a jar challenge and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it. I haven't read this one, so now we're 2-2. Oh no.
21. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. This is one that has been on my TBR on this shelf for a year now. The Map of Salt and Stars
is actually by Zane Carter. I still have my copy here. It does have their dead name on it. I was not aware of that for this video. Yeah, I didn't read it, but the writing style seems beautiful. Yet again, it just intimidates me. The longer that they sit on my shelves, the less I want to read it, which is so dumb because they might become some of my new favorite books of all time. Like, the writing style in this one definitely seems really, really gorgeous, but I just have not prioritized it at all.
Generate. 16, that's my favorite number. Oh, I'm scared now, it's my lucky number. 16. No. Oh. We have The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson.
F that book, man. No. I started it. I got 50 pages through. I ended up giving it back to my dad because that's his copy. Couldn't do it. It was so dense with information. I was retaining nothing. I did not feel compelled at all to continue it. That's probably like I'm never gonna read it. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. So what are we now, like 4-2? I'm not even keeping track. I should be keeping a tally. Editing August will be keeping a tally, right? Okay, what else we got here?
That. Generate. Yeah, 3. Okay, cool. That is Faithful by Alice Hoffman.
I donated this book. I didn't even read it. I donated it. Okay, I donated it after I read Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. It was atrocious. I hated Magic Lessons so incredibly much. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. I have one more Alice Hoffman book here that my friend actually gifted me, and I'm gonna keep it, but it's gonna take me a few years, I think, to actually want to read another Alice Hoffman book. Oof. So I just donated this one. But I did find that there is an audiobook version if I do ever feel compelled, because I do think she has a really wonderful knack for writing stories and telling them about women and daughters and relationships, but maybe just not the Magic Lessons series. My headphones are beeping at me that they're dying. I did not come prepared. We're gonna do some AirPods now then. Okay.
27. All right. Oh my god. Dang it! No!
Oh.
Not that I don't want to read it, but like this one has been on my shelf for so long. That's Moonglow by
Michael Chabon.
Chabon.
No. Okay. This was a part of like my first ever TBR jar challenge, I believe, in June of 2021. I was nervous. It intimidated me. It was like a prompt for like most intimidating book or whatever. I started reading it and I hated the writing style. I hated it. Like, it was so bland and dry, and like the inside of my mouth just like dried up. Like it was an arid desert. Like it was just not for me. I donated it. So like I DNF'd it. Like I did start reading it. I guess several of these I did start reading. So like, should I count them as I read them? I just didn't finish them because I didn't like them. Like, does that count? Can I do that? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Here we go. 1. All right. 1 is Death in St. Petersburg by Tasha Alexander.
Oh, frick this book, yo. Do not read it. It was trash. It was actual trash. I hated this book so much. I think now I know a little bit more about my reading taste and my style. Then I was just like, I just wanted to try so many different genres, and I still do. I feel like I have hits, I have misses. We all are gonna have that, but this book was straight up awful. It was just like a hot piece of trash. Like, it was so bad. It's like the middle of a series. I had a whole rant about it in a vlog as well as that month's wrap up. I think I read this in January or February, and I'll link both of those down below if you want to hear me like go off. But trash. I did read it, but it was trash.
11. Okay, we're getting some lower numbers. Number 11 on my bookshelf was Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk.
I'm not gonna read Fight Club. What? Honey, oh my god, I feel so bad for like little August here. Like, I just felt like I had to read these certain books to be on like booktube, but to understand the literary world. I gave my copy away, unless my partner took it. I don't know. I might have either given it to him or I donated it, but no, I'm not reading Fight Club.
The final book, I'm so happy about this one because I just got it for Christmas and I've been really wanting to read it. So like, no matter what, I'm going to be reading this as soon as I possibly can. And that is Sputnik Sweetheart by Haruki Murakami. I am so excited.
Read it, loved it, 5 stars. I would love to reread it. Ugh, that one was just gorgeous. Like, gorgeous. I really loved it. My second Murakami book. It had been years since I read my first one. Definitely want to read more. Love Sputnik Sweetheart. I feel like it's a really underrated one of his. It's not talked about as much. So I haven't read any of the ones that are like way more popular, like Wind Up Bird Chronicles, Norwegian Wood. I definitely want to, but Sputnik Sweetheart was creme de la creme. Loved it. Now onto like the shit show of my Goodreads. Like, I don't even know what's gonna be on here. They're probably all gonna be like, I did not read them. So here I am explaining the process. I am skipping. I'm taking all of the numbers from the generator.
53. This is gonna be a pain in my butt.
Yeah, it is gonna be a pain in your butt, honey. No.
I will try to be brief. This was an interesting experience. It was actually kind of fun to go through and like scroll. I did them through alphabetically and did them in chronological order. So even though I said like my numbers were 72, 9, 53, like I just went down and I was like 9 was this,
alphabetically,
blah, 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 instead of the method of obviously physical books of taking them out and then recounting. So just so you know, my system, in case you want to try this at home, kiddos. The first book, number 72 on my want to read list on Goodreads, was Miss Mila's Feeling for Snow by Peter Hogue.
Yes, okay, I did actually start listening to this as an audiobook and it was just not working. I was tuning in and out. Miss Mila's Feeling for Snow is a book that follows like a murder. I believe it takes place in either Denmark or Norway. It's translated. I really liked the premise. I really liked the characters a lot, but I just could not focus, and it's a really long audiobook. It was after this book I realized I really needed shorter audiobooks in my life. It was the only thing that would keep my attention. It was the only thing that would, I don't know, like, it's hard. I mainly listen to audiobooks now if they're like narrated by the author, if they're memoirs, if they are just like 3 or 4 hours long. It keeps my attention and if I zone out, I won't miss a whole lot, if that makes sense. So I did try this one. I really liked it, but I will definitely need a physical version in order to actually like absorb information and the plot and the characters a little bit more. So did not finish.
Number 9, and on that for me, was Bitterroot, a Salish memoir of transracial adoption by Susan Devon Harness.
Did not read this. I remember actively looking for it though on Hoopla and Libby as an audiobook because I love listening to memoirs, but unfortunately I couldn't find it. This is definitely still one that I would love to read, specifically love listening to memoirs. So
next was number 53, which was I Remember You by Ursa Sigurdardóttir.
Okay.
I love saying that last name so much.
Yeah, it is fun to say her last name, Ursa Sigurdardóttir. I love that last name so much. I read a book by her, The Undesired, I believe. Really enjoyed it, really loved it, but I have not been able to find another one of her novels on Hoopla or Libby or, you know, thrifted. It's kind of a little bit rare, I feel like, to find a used copy of, I believe she's Swedish, of like Sweden literature or translated Sweden literature. So I have not read this one. Basically all of these are going to be like, no, I didn't read it.
Next was number 63, which was Kiki's Delivery Service by Iko Kadano.
Kiki's Delivery Service, still a huge one that I really, really want to read, but I haven't read it. I had included it on my Christmas wish list, my birthday wish list. It did not happen, but that's okay. Still want to read it. Did not read it.
Next is number 43, which is The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson.
I don't even remember this book. Don't even remember it at all. What is this? It looks really pretty. I don't know if it's YA, middle grade. Like, where did I even first hear of this? Like, was it on BookTube or Bookstagram? I have no idea. I know nothing about it. Obviously I didn't read it.
Next was number 127, the lowest on the list, the longest scroll, and that was We Went to the Woods by Kate Dolan Leach.
Oh, I've been still wanting to read this one. I've actually heard really good things. Still have not read it. Why am I even doing this video? It's just failure. But yeah, no, I have not read it. I still want to read it. It sounds really up my alley, but no, have not gotten to it. I feel like this is another book that I would want a physical version for. So, you know, gotta just like keep my eye out for like thrifted or used books, but I feel like a lot of these are newer releases. That's why they're on my Goodreads want to read list, so I don't forget about them, because I'm not gonna see them at like a thrift store or something, you know?
Next was number 51, which is Howl's Moving Castle by Diana.
No! You shouldn't have read it, baby Og. I shouldn't have read it. I read it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm like the 1% of the population who really did not like this book. It was such a disappointment. My beautiful partner got it for me for my birthday, and like, I really did not like this book. It disappointed me so much. Oh, let's just hear how excited I was to read it.
This is so exciting to me because now I have not one, but 2 books that Studio Ghibli made movies like based off of, and I am so jazzed about that. I love both Kiki's Delivery Service and Howl's Moving Castle so much, and it'll be really awesome to see like the original text that inspired the films. I feel like there's gonna be like really cozy, comforting reads, you know?
This
like,
one was not cozy, comforting for me.
Oh, I'm really excited. Those I think I will for sure read.
You did read
Next was number 68, which was The Mars Room by Rachel Kushner.
No, I still don't remember like how I heard of this one or where. It doesn't even really seem like something that I'd want to read. Reassessing it, they'll say it's a finalist for the Man Booker Prize, but like I don't know anything about it. I don't think this is a book that I will ever prioritize reading. I don't know why it was on my want to read list. I don't know where I heard it from, but no, did not read this one either.
Next is number 86, and that is A Faux Love Story by Lone Lee.
I correct myself later, friends. I say pho.
I shouldn't say faux love story, it's pho. A pho love story.
There you go, honey. No, did not read this one. Romance, specifically contemporary romance, is just like it's not for me. It's not my jam, not a fan. So no, did not prioritize this one. It came out, I don't know why I added it to my want to read list. I don't actually really want to read it. Sorry.
The last book that
the last one.
Number generator chose for me on Goodreads was number 23, and that was Darling Rose Gold by Stephanie Roble.
No, yeah. No. Didn't read that one, and that is the end of the video. So what did we learn today, friends? I didn't read like any of the books that my random generator wanted me to read. I feel like I've discovered so much more about myself as a reader this year than any other year. And maybe that's just because it's public. It's on a platform that now anyone can watch and I can rewatch, and it's like storing memories and history, and it's wild to see how much growth has happened. Just in a year. That's really amazing. Like, I look completely different. Don't mind the hair today. I'm having a bad hair day today. I look different. I act different on BookTube and feel way more comfortable in front of the camera. And I've picked books that like I'm genuinely excited to read. Some of these still intimidate me a lot, but I feel like I have found my niche. I have found just books that make me happy, and I'm picking up books that I feel like will make me happy to read instead of feeling like I have to read them. Like other booktubers said they were great, or maybe they're classics, or any of that kind of stuff. I just feel like now I am just genuinely excited and geeked, you know? Like genuinely geeked to read mass majority of these books because I want to. So that that was honestly a hilarious journey. I needed that laugh, honestly. I needed that laugh. I needed to laugh at myself. I needed to laugh at like my past self. Thank you all so much for being here with me. I just hope that this was fun and it was a romp. I don't think I'll be doing a 2022 TBR list, like books that I really want to read this year, just because I do use my TBR jar every month now, and I look forward to that video all the time. January's video is up now and live, so I'll link that down below as well. I just have so much fun doing those. It just keeps things fresh to not have like an underlying TBR throughout an entire year that intimidates me, but just like every month being able to select like how I'm feeling and like for the season, and there are prompts and challenges, but ultimately I get to decide what books I want to read. And I think that balance between challenges and prompts and kind of having no control versus like being able to control, that balance is just awesome for me, and it just really works. It works better than random generators now. I feel like I've just grown so much, and I honestly just can't thank you all enough like for being here. How much this channel has grown in just a year, it's baffling. It's amazing. I'm so grateful for your love and your support. It's been so much fun. It's been like the best year ever because of joining BookTube, you know? It's been a hard year, but this has been like a goal of mine to start this channel for so long. I was just sitting on the sidelines waiting for me to have the courage to like just start, and you all have been so welcoming and warm and kind, and I'm just really, really thankful. If you can't tell, like I'm just really genuinely grateful. Thank you for making this year absolutely amazing. So excited to talk more about literature and books this year. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was a laugh. And I'll see you all again very soon for my next video. Stay cozy, my friends. Bye!